But first, the film industry is calling for the government to think about how to attract and keep overseas productions in films as Queenstown faces a hotel room shortage. Kevin Jennings is the Executive Officer of Film Otago, Southland. Everyone calls him KJ. This afternoon he told me filmmakers are now struggling to find hotel beds for crew, and even if they can, the prices are often double what they were paying, well, when they made the films that made people want to come to Queenstown.
Yeah, we really experienced that for the first time this year, and it did have a direct result on the amount of productions that have come. And we do require generally quite big blocks of rooms and generally with late notice. So we're running into issues for the industry.
So give me an example. Somebody would have come and made a movie there but simply wasn't able to secure the facilities they needed?
Yeah, most of these are TV commercials. That's our bread and butter in Queenstown, is a TV commercial market, and they are generally later in the game in the decision-making process. And we've got quite a few sort of stories about jobs that could have come here, but they couldn't find the rooms, so they either had to go elsewhere, or elsewhere in New Zealand, or elsewhere overseas.
The irony is, of course, that the reason people want to come to Queenstown is because they've seen it in many cases in the movies. Lord of the Rings most famously, not necessarily right where you are, but not too far away. And so in a way, the industry is the victim of its own success.
Yeah, it's very ironic in that, yeah, for years we've sort of been pushing the film tourism angle because we know it works and it's another sort of second bite of the cherry. And now, yeah, we're turning out to be sort of a victim of our own success. You know, and the reality is we're riding a wave right now. We're riding all of New Zealand and Queenstown for sure. We don't know if we're cresting, but we're riding a big wave, and we're chock-a-block right now.
Yeah. What do people who are coming to New Zealand want if they're making movies or commercials? Obviously they want the landscape. What else do they want?
Well, it's really the whole package, and what they want to do is, specifically for our region, they want our environment and they want the natural locations we've got. So what they need is timely access to that. They need to be able to have crew and infrastructure, which we've got based in Queenstown. And then often they want a good place to go home and sleep and a nice place to go out and have a drink and a meal. So Queenstown and the Otago Southland region's got the perfect package.
If people can get a room, right?
So one of the Queenstown and Otago Southland have the perfect package, but one of the issues we're realizing for the first time this year is that we're not having places to put them up. I mean, it's not completely dire in that we just had, Goodbye Pork Pie came and shot through the region, and we had Ridley Scott shoot down in Milford Sound. So we're making it work at certain points, but on an ongoing basis, and specifically for the TVC industry, producers need to know that they have accommodation to put their crews into when they bid their jobs. The other thing that we're finding is that if you can find rooms, because it's a seller's market, they might be twice as much as they were last year, and it's difficult for the producers to budget that. We're competing with really the world, but we're also competing specifically with probably Chile and South America, as well as South Africa. So there comes a point in time where even if there is availability, there's a price point that tips us over the edge.
What's it like when Ridley Scott comes and makes a movie, in your neighbourhood? How long does he come for? How many people does he bring with him? And how much money does he spend?
It's fantastic. It's kind of what you hope for when you do this sort of job. It's, he's up there on the pedestal with Peter Jackson and some of the top, maybe 4 or 5 directors in the world. So to have him come here and choose our region is fantastic. And it's great that, down in Milford Sound, that was a big production to shoot there. And, they took over a big part of Milford Sound, including Te Anau, and they just made it work. And I think what we'll find is that beyond this, because his films are going to be so popular, we'll get a secondary boom in tourism because of it.